Now I'll create a new map to import the original game because I'll not be live coding right now. But don't worry, we'll go through all the codes, and it's just that I'll not be typing. Okay, I'll import my original game and say practice my adventure here. Okay, so let's move on to collectibles. Collectibles are coins or items and stuff which you'll be gaining throughout the game. So I'll show you how I made this. First, in this preset list, go to item and type coin. Here, there is a lot. And since we already have this star coin here, I'll choose this red coin and make this bigger, the size a little bit bigger. And now, you have to create this coin component here and add them to this coin entity. How you do it is from my desk, go to create scripts and type create component and say coin, I'll just say practice coin. And when you double click it, you can go to the scripts. And when you want to add this practice coin component, you go to property and you choose add component, coin, practice coin. This is how you add it. And after you're done with this, you have to add 2 more components. First, type trigger component, trigger. This trigger component is necessary because whenever the player touches the coin, this has to be activated, right? So we need this. And one more thing is a tag component, tag component. So we'll use this tag component to add a coin tag to the entity. The add tag function is implemented in this tag component. So in order to use them on like scripts, you'll need this tag component as well. And now, after you've added all this, it's time for a little bit of coding. Let's double click this player component here. And you need to add this code right here, this part here first. After you type, so while typing on this, I'm going to explain. So what you're doing here is setting tags for the entities, to add on to the coin component later on. And after you play 1 round of the game, the coin entities status should be enabled true to relocate the coins that are disappeared. So when you like eat the items, they're gone, right? But when you start the game again, when you start a different round, you'll need this coin to be all arranged at place. So this is how you can code the script. These 3 lines will help you do that. And after adding this tag component to the coin, you'll have to go to the coin component that we've made first. Don't forget to add our tag coin here. So self, when you type self, this will automatically pop up. So just click enter and put a dot again. Type T to find a tag component. And in order to use a function, you need a semicolon, right? We learned all of them in the previous lessons. So add tag, and then this time I'm going to give the name of the tag coin red. Yeah. So this is how you give a tag name. And after you're done with this, now press this plus button right here, plus button, and select handle trigger enter event here. Here we already have it here, but I'm just going to do it again. And then we have to set this to client only. So what this does is to hide the coin entity when the trigger body entity ID, when this trigger body entity ID and the user service.local player ID is the same. And at the same time, we're going to run two functions called addCoin and SaveCoin, which are defined in this getCoin component. We didn't do this yet, but this will be mentioned afterwards. So this means when the trigger body entity is the player, so when the player touches the coin, this logic here, this code here will run. This is how to make your own coin component that we'll be using in the game. And when you're done, we have to change some settings here. Go to panel and collision groups here. Right now, you only have these, but you have to add 3 more groups here. Add coin, player, and monster, because these are the main elements we will be using in our game. Just press add collision group and rename it here. So after you're done, go to metrics. Then we have to activate collision among these groups from metrics. So this is how you need to set. Remember that player has to collect coins, right? So here, player and coin, the one here must be ticked. This is how you can do it. Also for the monster, when the player meets the monster, this has to be activated, so you have to tick. The rest, just leave it unticked. Actually, for more information about collision groups, you can go to the link that I've mentioned in our lecture note here. Yeah, so we're basically following the steps right here. Anyway, when you're done, I'm going to show you how to save the coin data into the data storage you need. First of all, make a new component again. Right-click, script, create component, okay? This time, name it getCoin component. For me, I already have it here, so I'm not going to make a new one. Here. The getCoin component is the one I've mentioned a few seconds ago, right here. Just as you added this coin component to the entity, you'll also have to add this getCoin component, this time, to the player, to the default player. Let's go to default player, and wait, I'll quickly show you. Get coin practice here. Go to default player and add get coin practice. Okay, so you'll find this get coin practice added to your default player. For now, I don't need it, so I'm just going to delete them. Sorry to make you confusing, but anyway, you'll need this get component only. Yeah. So after you're done, you'll have this blank script of getCoin component. But basically what we're going to do here is when the data storage is empty, you have to save coin data right away. But however, when the data is stored already, you'll have to fetch the original coin data first and then update the amount of coins that you newly gained. So therefore, this code here is to retrieve the coin data from the data storage. Data storage service is accessible only through server, so you have to change this execution settings to server only or server. And if you look at the first line here, you save this user data by using data storage service provided from the MSW. You need this underbar here, to use services. So, for example, here, these are the these are all the services you can use. Right now, we're using this data storage service, okay? Anyway, and to bring back data from this user data storage, you need to use this getAsync function and coin as the key to load all the corresponding data. Remember, coin was the tag, we set it right here. And after that, you have to change the value into integer. So to number and integer is the same thing here, before giving it to coin number, which is the property of this component. So you need this coin number property set to 0 or anything, but yeah. So this is like defining the variable that you're gonna use. If the value of the data is retrieved from this callback function, this is a function. When it's nil, when the value is nil, you have to change it to 0. And if it's not nil and the key equals to coin, you have to change the value into integer. This is basically what it means. So this was how to retrieve coin from data storage. Next, we need these two functions, save coin and add coin. First, we'll have to use this user data storage from the data storage service to create a data storage for each and every player. So user data storage is required since you have to save the coin data for all the players playing, not only like player 1 or 2, but for all. This as well, we're using this data storage service, which only works on server. So don't forget to set them in server or server only. And if you look at the code, you can first get the player data from get user storage, bring them here, and set async to save the values corresponding with the key coin and the values of self.coin number converted into string. All the keys and values in user data storage must be a string in order to get into the data storage. So I mean, every values have to be converted. This is the reason why we're using toString here. And to check if the data is saved properly, you'll have to print out log inside the callback function. This is just for checking. And next, this addCoin function increases the coin number property by 1. Right now, we have 0, but whenever you touch the coin, so which means you gain the coin, this will be +1, +1, +1 like this. So remember to use sync here because it has to be updated every time you get the coin. Now that you're done with the logics, let's create and design the total coin UI on the screen. If you click the UI button, so this is how it will look like. I've already made it, but don't worry, I'm going to still show you how. First, insert image right here. And to change the image here, you have to go to this Sprite GUI render component and click on the button on the right. Then the sprite picker will come up. And let's type coin here. Here, you have this icon. So if you click this, you can see that the image is changed into coin. So I'll put it right here. And then we also need a text here to show you the number of coins. You can change the font color. I'm going to change it to white or red. In font size into 50 here. And just say coin number right here. 40. Right size like this. Okay. And after doing this right here, you have to create a coin UI component on our my desk on our workspace. So I already have this coin UI component. That's why I'm typing in practice, for you, you just have to type coin UI. So as aforementioned, you simply have to add this this component to our default player. Now you know how to do this, right? I've already added them. I'll show you one more time. Say coin UI component. If you add them here, this is where you can find it. Just to double check. Anyway, I'm going to delete this. Now let's double click this coin UI component. You'll have an empty script, right? For now, I'm going to show you how to add all those codes and explain it to you. You have to add a property first, which is a text component type. Here, I'll say coin1, and if you click on this blue one, you can choose the type of your variable. You can choose component here, and then click this button on the right and type text component. See, this is how you can change it to a text component. And then the path for the total coin UI text, the text UI entity should be added to coin to create the connection between coin and UI. For us, it was UI text. Yours would be UI here, where mine's UI text. So I'm going to add UI text 1 to my coin here. So this is how you make a property. And afterwards, we'll create an on update function here. I've already created, so you can do this. And then this on update function brings text from the coin property by calling coin number here, which calls an integer as a string stated in our getCoin component. So this part here. These are defined on this on update function since the events here has to be updated in real time. So after you're done scripting, now let's try playing. For now, I'm going to delete them. When you play, you'll see the number of coins being updated. Here, it's starting from 0. But when you get the coin, it's increasing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Okay.